Hell, I have my t-shirt. Last week was for water last week. And I'm cleaning up my bike. Rufus starts blowing up now. I had to go home and read the thing. And I sat at the table and then Alicia had she was a chief person for the organization. And I was like, they was like, shut
Yeah, I mean, I get it completely. Netflix I'm reading some dark cases on Netflix.
No, I don't.
The guy who was ahead of us. He retired, he got a all we talking
enough? You got it? You're good. All right.
Half of the United Way is RealTruthinc because of the partnership between the two organizations. So for 4 years, until the party asked me to consider running, that's what I did. I worked on behalf of the United Way, reaching out into the community.
It's a great organization.
Well, I mean, absolutely.
I support it.
And it's helped, to me, showcase the importance of human services. We're talking about such a small percent of the budget, yet every year, but that's always on shop. David Crowley? I thought David Crowley. I first ran in 2009, and David was nice enough to host an event for me. He sent out a letter to all of his supporters asking them to support another progressive Democrat for Cincinnati City Council. And I think the world of David. In fact, one of the issues that David pushed for when his last term on council was the R.E.A.L, the Environmental Justice Ordinance, and specifically that ordinance in specific neighborhoods. And it was only going to affect those organizations that were the top polluters, that were the worst offenders. And moreover, to me, it helped give a voice to the individuals living in those neighborhoods where construction and big industrial plants typically are, who often don't have a voice of their own.
Right.
David was a staunch supporter of the R.E.A.L. That was his big legislation he wanted to get passed. It was. And then as soon as he was off council, he lost the momentum. They took away the funding stream.
Oh, yeah.
Excited? This is our second chance here. This is the second chance to get this man elected. So, my name's Andy Hackman. I have no official role in the campaign at this point, but I appreciate the fact that Nicholas invited me to come up and introduce him. He's now taking on his second run for city council, do some great things in the city, human services, and bring a better quality of life here to the city of Cincinnati. And we've all been with him for a long time. I've known this man since before he had a record to run on, to be honest. So now he does.
Only a good one.
And now he's a man that I think we all need to get behind and support, and I think this is his time. So a man that I appreciate having the faith and confidence in. He pulled me aside and said, hey, can you introduce me tonight? And a man of character that you all know. A man who's now more than just who he was the last time. He's a small businessman. He's got experience that the city needs. And with that, I want to introduce Nicholas Hollan and have him say a few words.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Nick.
Thank you all for taking time out of your schedule to come out tonight in support of my campaign for Cincinnati City Council. As Andy said, this is the second time that I've run. And so hopefully we're building on the momentum and the energy that we had the last time. But I want to take this opportunity first to acknowledge a few people that are here. And first I want to acknowledge someone who was a stalwart on the campaign trail with me in 2009. She was a mentor to me, and I consider her a good dear friend. Bernadette Watson, everyone. Bernadette Watson. And I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge Miles from Wendell Young's staff, Councilmember Wendell Young. And then lastly, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and show my appreciation for my best friend, my partner, and as of December 10th this year, the mother of my son, the very pregnant Megan Hollan. Well, hey, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. As many of you may know, my background has been dedicated to community service. First as a volunteer with the American Red Cross. I volunteered after the hurricanes hit the Gulf Coast. And when I came home, I accepted a position fundraising on behalf of the United Way of Greater Cincinnati. Later, I actually accepted the position as the Disaster Services Coordinator for the American Red Cross serving our region when there was a disaster. Just last year, as Andy mentioned, I actually went into business for myself. My father and I purchased and formed a dental practice management company, where essentially our dental practice serves the need. Probably 70% of our patients are on government-assisted insurance. The bottom line here is I understand the role that human services play in this community. I understand it because I live it every day. I've seen it firsthand. And it irks me when every year on the budget, human services are one of the #1 issues some on council want to cut. They want to cut education programs. They want to cut job training programs. They want to cut food assistance programs. We're talking about the things that people need to survive, not get ahead, to survive. And those are the ideas that some have to be on the chopping block. To me, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Let me put this in perspective. Right now, 67% of the budget is spent on public safety, police and fire. 2/3. Over the last decade, the public safety budget has grown 35% over the last decade. The budget for non-public safety departments, everybody else, has decreased 28%. That's significant numbers. And we wonder why we're in the position that we're in. To me, I would always rather invest in people and be proactive. Invest in people having the ability to build themselves up than work on policing people later on. It's that idea of $1 now versus $10 down the road. We all win if we invest in people instead of reacting to crime. I think we need to zoom out and counsel the city council has to zoom out and actually have a candid conversation on how we're going to promote public safety. Is it more police on the street, or is it stronger neighborhoods? To me, that's the answer. And that's one of the strengths everyone always says about our city. Cincinnati has great neighborhoods, and it's true. We do have great neighborhoods. But the conversation doesn't stop there. The reason we have great neighborhoods are because of the people who live in them. And 10 times out of 10, that's where I want to invest our resources. I want to invest in those people. The issues every neighborhood have are the same. Public safety, neighborhood life, those same issues. I think we win if we get more people succeeding, more people with an education, more people earning a higher wage, having a good job, a job with benefits, having the economic resources they need to succeed. When that happens, everybody wins. And I think it's important to point out, when I talk about education, I'm not just talking about book learning or earning a degree. I'm also talking about learning a trade, learning a skill. And one of the best, most underappreciated resources we have is organized labor. Organized labor offers apprenticeship programs, having individuals the opportunity who want to choose a different path, who want to be successful, to learn a skill, learn a trade to make that happen. Yet there are some at